Hey people, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Quick video on looking after your paintwork. There's a lot of people that have got four-wheel drives and they take their vehicles off-road, or maybe they don't in fear of scratching it. This one we've had for about 10 years now. Done over 200,000 kilometres ourselves all around Australia, outback tracks, day trips, weekends, whatever, and it's hit a lot of pinstripe tracks, overgrown tracks, and good from far, but far from good. You can't really see the condition of the paintwork, and that's my whole point. Good from far, far from good. I'm going to show you what we do to do some maintenance every now and then, but I can tell you, if you get up close, let's get up close, you'll get a better idea of those pinstripes. But if you're looking at it going, I can't even see anything, well, this is my whole point. So don't worry about it too much, simply because it's not worth worrying about. This has really been down some overgrown, heavy duty overgrown tracks. I mean, I don't know, can you see those lines? A bit of reflection, it's pretty clean. The back's usually the worst because it's a bit wider, that sort of thing here. Right, see all this stuff? Right, if I can rub over it, my general rule is, if you wet it and you can't see it, right, so that clean line through there, it's in the clear and you can polish it out, so nothing to worry about. But what you got to understand, that clear coat, it will wear out if you keep cutting it away. Now, let's have a look at the sticker here, for example. You can see all the pinstripe scratches through the sticker all the way from up here, right? Look at all the different levels, heaps of scratches. That's only been on there, what, a couple of years, something like that. And the vehicle's done a lot less in that time because we've had a number, in the last 2 years, we have at least 3 four-wheel drives, so the load's spread. 10 years ago, this was the only four-wheel drive we had, more or less. You know, other cars came and went. But for the last 2 years at least, we've had at least 3 four-wheel drives. Okay, now we've got 4, so spreads the workload between the vehicles. So I'm going to show you some of the products that I use to help look after the vehicle a little bit. I don't know if it helps or not, but the main thing is don't worry about it. Get out and use it. It's just a vehicle. Life's too short. Have some fun. You to know, the most important thing is I've never used anything like a high-speed buff or anything like that on any of the paintwork. I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing, and unless you do, I recommend you avoid it. This is just an orbital polisher. Spins around and vibrates around a little bit. It's just kind of assisting a bit of a hand polish, and this is a fine applicator, okay? This is just a cheapie, 30, 40 bucks you get from Super Cheap Auto when they're on special Boxing Day sales, whatever the case may be. And these probably cost, it's like a printer, you know, to buy these as you replace them, probably cost more than the whole unit. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the products. I'm actually just giving this vehicle a bit of the paintwork, a bit of a clean up, and there's a product that's working quite well. It's been parked out in the sun for probably all its life, about 10 years now, so it really needs some love. And I'm just going to go through a few products. So generally what I do is, every now and then, I've run out of some of the stuff we've got, but I'm going to show you what I've replaced it with. Now, I don't really want to use products like this. This is rare. This is if you've got something really deep that you want to clean up, okay? Because like it says, liquid, cut, and polish, right? So let's just put that to the side. And that'd probably go for this one as well, heavy duty rejuvenator. Let's just put those over there. That's when you got some more serious damage and you really want to give it a clean up. Say you're going to sell the car and you want to give it a final clean, and these sort of products, I'll get to all this in a minute, aren't cleaning those scratches out, then you need to go something for a bit more heavy duty, carefully by hand. I'm not going to tell you how to polish a car. I'm not the expert, but I reckon I've got it pretty well worked out. Just trying to say, no high-speed buffs for me. When it gets to that point, it might be better to take it to a professional and pay them some money. Just be careful finding a professional, because as we know, professionals are hard to find. So what you do, you keep the vehicle clean, and I use a product like this one, and it doesn't matter what brand it is, but it's basically just a wax. It comes with an applicator. Probably can't even get the lid off, but there's a little sponge inside the lid. There you go, right? And there it is, right? So what you do, you just apply that using that sponge. It smells great. They reckon not to get on your hands and all this sort of stuff, so I really don't know what it is. It's probably some bad stuff anyway, so don't breathe it, don't get it on your hands. It smells that good, you just want to eat it. It smells beautiful. But get that sponge, you get in that, rub it on the paintwork. It says cleaner wax. Now, it is like a cleaner. It does sort of clean the paintwork really well, so it's probably got some awesome chem, but it's also a wax that makes it really slippery, that helps everything slip over. So that's what I'm saying. What I do in recent years, let's say at least the last 5, 6 years, when someone told me about this, rather than use a light polish like something like this, I will use something like this because it's kind of easier to apply. I'll just put it on by hand with that and take it off with some nice soft towels like this. I've gone, at the moment, I've got that buff out because I want to get a bit more quicker. This is a bit of a slower process, if you like. You can do it quickly. You can take your time panel by panel. You know, you're not meant to do it in the sun, not meant to let it dry, all this sort of stuff. So think about that. But, you know, wax on, wax off. You can use these ones to buff it up to get it all off. I've got plenty of these. Make sure the paintwork's clean. Even after I've washed the car and dried it, I'll use a damp cloth before I do each section just to re-clean the vehicle, because even after you polish it, look at all the dirt and mess that comes off anyway. So that's the whole point. A lot of these polishes, they're cleaning a lot of the road grime and mess off the paintwork. Now, this is on special at the moment, just after Boxing Day, still 2023. This is on, probably, I don't know when this video is going to come out. It's on special, it's super cheap for 15 bucks. I'm not saying it's a great product or anything, but it's just a light polish, a light cream polish, that's all it is. And in my opinion, that's all you need on one of those orbital polishes. And you can't go wrong because it's for fine scratches. See what it says there? What does it say? It says scratch and swirl remover. That's what it tells you. It's not going to take much off, okay? So you can hit it lightly on your buff, which I have, and then I've just wiped it off by hand, and it's come up really good. Now, I could certainly do another hit or something a little bit more heavy duty if I really wanted to clean it up, but my whole point is don't do too much to your paintwork, because you'll start wearing through that clear and taking it off. You'll run out of paint, and then it'll be all bad then. And you know what? If you got to get it painted, you can find people that'll paint cars $1,000 a side, you know what I mean? Down one side, a couple of grand and $3 grand, you know. You're not talking about a full strip down paint, but you know what I mean? You know, if you couple of grand or so, I don't know how good the job would be. I haven't done that, but I know people that go, yeah, you know, a couple of grand down each side sort of thing, you know. So put it in the comments if you're a spray painter and you're any good, and what your price roughly would be to paint each side of a Prado, so then people know what worst case scenario is. Or if you've had it done, and I'd suggest it should only cost you a couple $100 to get someone that knows what they're doing with a buff to polish down each side of the vehicle, or give the whole car a nice, you know, cut and polish. Probably be a few $100, and it should come up Mickey Mouse. If it doesn't, then don't pay, because it should be like a new car. Now, so what this does, this sort of protects the paint. So it leaves it, it's really slippery. So if you've got it all waxed up before you hit the tracks, then everything will slide over it. All those sticks will just slide over it easier rather than dig in and cause scratches, okay? So that's your best final product. But I just find it easier to use a product like this on that orbital polisher, whatever we're going to call it, the thing I showed you before, just as a cheap product, because you've got to keep it wet. You need some cream, right? And that's all I want to take off. What this product will take off, that's all I want to take off. Now, if you want to make your windows look good, your windscreen, somebody recommended this at one stage, so I did go and buy one. I don't think it's that exciting, but I polished the windscreen, it beads up, it is clearer, probably takes off a bit of the fine stuff, just cleans off all that road grime. So I'm going to hit the windows on this car as well, because I'm giving it a bit of a birthday. I'm going to spend about an hour on it. Well, about 50 minutes now, because I spent 10 minutes on a video for you guys, letting you know what I do. If there's any serious gouges, you know, when someone's hit you and their paint's on your paint, that's when products like this might come out. Usually by hand. You can even apply it with this, remove it with this sort of thing, then they go in the wash. Obviously we've got a whole heap of those. I've got more than that, but there's plenty there. Like I said, keep it clean, keep it cool, keep it out of the sun. Don't go hard. I recommend, like I said, I recommend against buffs, high speed stuff, unless you know what you're doing, because they can dig in, really rip into your paintwork. I just don't like it. Butterbean, and if you are going to use them, I recommend something like that, not something like this, especially unless you know what you're doing. There's lots of different brands, there's lots of different products. Take a look around. The point I'm trying to make, these ones have got grit in them, heavy duty. See what it says? Heavy duty rejuvenator, right? It will really cut into your paintwork, where this stuff, you're pretty safe, you can't go wrong. And that's why I'm saying 15 bucks. I had an old turtle wax that I used to use on this system, that's why it's a bit green, and it ran out, so I just had a bit of a look, and there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, spend as much as you like. I saw that on special, 15 bucks. I went, you know what? That'll probably do me. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, people. It works for me. Don't worry about your paintwork. Just get out, hit the tracks, avoid overgrown stuff where you can. And once you're into it, you're into it. It's bad luck. Take some secateurs, whatever, keep those in your door. Take your hedge trimmer. You might be able to do a bit of a cleanup while you're out there and save for the next person, or do some trimming before you go through on the worst of the worst. The other tip, I suppose, is all the dry dead sticks are the ones you got to avoid. So all the dry dead stuff, the dead blueberries, blackberries, all that sort of whatever they are, the berry bushes, right? When they're dry and dead, they're the worst, because they've got the sharp cutters on them and they're dry and dead. Anything dry and dead, like a stick that's dry and dead, is worse than the greenery. So pick a side. The nice green, wet, anything wet or green is going to go better. And look, you're going to have some surface scratches. nothing to worry. It's going to look really bad, especially with the dust, especially on dark colors. Of course, light colors are best, white's the best, silver's probably the second best, the dark colors are the worst, black being the worst of the worst, same color as that bottle. It shows up all the dirt, all the scratches, everything. Very nice color when cleaned up, but probably not for someone that regularly goes off-road. But if you got a bargain, happy days. I know who got a bargain with a black car. He's probably smiling right now, and at that price, mechanically awesome, happy days. Who cares about the black color? Bit of this stuff for the paintwork, and you know what, you're probably never going to sell it anyway, so stop worrying about your paintwork. That 120 looks all right. Have another look at it. It's just beautiful, really. You know, we did the headlights with that Toyota headlight kit. I did have some turtle wax headlight polish, you know, cleaner and sealant, polish and seal. What a load of rubbish, mate. You can do that every month if you want. Waste of time. You can just sell that. Anyway, getting a bit hot out here for polishing, so I better turn the video off because I'm already down to my shorts, and you know what, any longer and could be too much exposure in the reflection. Sorry if you already got some of that. Subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bada bing, bada boom. See ya.